The law of reciprocity is a model that is built upon a fundamental and unconscious impulse of human interaction that directs our behavior and communication. The model can be understood as a natural law that describes predictable patterns of behavior that people default to. Humans are not the fastest or the strongest species on the planet, yet we have become the most powerful through cooperation and working together for mutual benefit. That is, through reciprocating good deeds. Our ability to engage in complex social structures of being in debt and needing to repay turned us into effective and successful groups, communities, teams, and companies. The law of reciprocity simply states, give back or repay to others what they have given to you, and carries two possible outcomes. First, when given anything positive, such as help, respect, or advice, we feel obliged to return it. Such an obligation leads to cooperation, which in turn leads to better outcomes for both parties. However, the same applies to the negative. We need to return the disrespect or the complaint, which ultimately leads to conflict and loss of time and energy. The good news is, the law is biased in favour of cooperation. We are driven more towards helping than destroying each other. Think of stories of people risking their lives to save each other, even when reciprocity is not expected. Also, we often feel obliged to accept help when offered, even if the help is not really needed. Mediators should know that while there are multiple other reasons for conflict, a conflict can be driven and sustained by the law of reciprocity alone. To diagnose it, simply look and ask for a pattern of negative behaviour between parties, the previous action of one party that prompted the adverse reaction of the other, whether responses or reactions are getting worse over time, or each party's justifications for their actions. To stop the downward spiral of reciprocity, mediators have two strategies. First, we can break the cycle of negativity by encouraging one of the parties to do the opposite. They must step out and reverse the direction of the spiral by helping, offering help, apologising, or similar. Or we can leverage reputation to reverse the downward momentum upwards. One of the many interests that the law of reciprocity relies on is reputation. We all strive for a good reputation and fiercely guard it because it leads to increased status, business, and wealth. In a conflict, if one party refuses to reciprocate a sudden sign of goodwill, they know that they will be labelled as the bad guy, difficult, or uncooperative. There are exceptions to the rule, as some people are immune to the law of reciprocity. For example, when offered something positive, some take it and ask for more, which results in one party giving and the other merely taking. To solve such a conflict, the mediator should apply the stairway model, because the taking party focuses on their power and undermines the other person's rights or interests. Furthermore, some people refuse to accept anything positive from someone they perceive as an enemy, especially as they don't want to be indebted to them. In this case, the dynamics of trust model should be applied. More specifically, the procedural trust strategy, to openly and transparently challenge the negative attributions.